Hello everyone, welcome back to the Design Studio. This video, I'm going to share with you how to make this crochet kit.
Moody designs, unique expressions.
This crochet kit is more of an intermediate advanced level. If you found yourself intermediate but you don't consider yourself advanced, I believe with this video you can achieve good results even though you don't think you're in an advanced level. Because I'm going to take you along the way step by step on the hardest part. So let's get started. This Christmas ornament, it's so cute. It's by Loops and Threads. It's a crochet kit. It brings everything you need to make it. I already put all the yarn together in little balls so I'll be able to crochet from better. It brings the yarn needle, a metal needle for the embroidery floss, and the crochet hook. Make sure you use the crochet hook that this crochet kit brings. Make sure you read all the instructions before you start, especially the abbreviation. Get familiar with it, and also practice the stitches if you're not too familiar with them. As I mentioned before, I'm going to show you the hardest part, and I think the hardest part is all the different shapes, like for example the roof that has different stitches. So I'm going to share with you how to make those, and the windows and the doors. Something important to mention is not to use the yarn that the kit brings to practice. Use another yarn. Just use the same crochet hook so you can get familiar with it. The house base, the house sides, and the house gable ends are worked in the rows instead of the rounds. I am going to go ahead and work on the base and on the sides, and I'm going to share with you how to make one of the sides so you can see it on camera. And I'm going to share with you how to make the borders because they're asking you to make borders for the base and the sides. For the base, we're going to start with 15 chains. We're going to start with the slip knot and then make 15 chains all together. Okay, so that's the slip knot. Now you make 15 chains to start. Now for the second row. Okay, so after you completed the 15 chains, you're gonna make single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Okay, now counting this, so it will be 1 and 2. We're going to insert here the hook. I always like to grab both loops. You see, like I don't grab only one, I grab both loops. Okay, I'm going to yarn under. Now I have 2 loops in the hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through, and I'm going to continue making single crochet, yarn under, yarn over, pull it through. That was 2. Three. I am making the single crochet as they were recommending to do the cross stitch single crochet, which is yarn under and then on the last step yarn over. But you can do your single crochet as you want. It doesn't have to be the cross stitch single crochet. Continue making single crochet until the end of this row. After completing the 14 single crochet, now what we're going to do is chain 1, now work around and continue working on row 2. So you're going to continue making single crochet in each stitch until the end. And you're going to repeat that. At the end, you're going to chain 1 and then continue making single crochet rows until you reach 14 rows in total. Okay. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 2, and make sure you count your stitches and you don't miss the last one here. Okay, so grab your stitches correctly. So all your stitch count are good. Okay, and you're gonna chain 1, turn around. You're gonna put your hook not in this one, that is the chain you just made, but this one, the next one. Okay, grabbing both loops, and I'm going to continue making single crochet in each stitch until the end of row 3. Okay, make sure you count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, I'm not doing the cross stitch anymore. It's not my habit. I'm just doing regular single crochet. Continue working on the base, and I meet you at the end of row 14. Let me share with you a tip that I like to use when I'm continuing crocheting in rows and they all look the same. What I like to do is, in a piece of paper or on a notepad, I like to write down the numbers of rows that I need to do. In this case, from row 2 to 14 is going to consist of single crochet. Okay, so I like to write it down, and it's going to be 14 stitches, 14 single crochet. So as soon as I finish a row, I cross it out. Okay, so I did the first one already, and the second one, and the third, and the fourth. This is basically to be safe. But if you can count your rows easily and you identify them correctly, then you don't need to. Okay, so continue working on all the rows, and I'll meet you at the end of 14. I'm at the end of row 14. We completed. I'm gonna just make the last single crochet here. As you can see, this is the last stitch. I'm grabbing both loops right here, the V on the top. Okay, and that is the first part of this little house. Is the bottom. Now it says not to fasten off because we're going to work in the border. Okay, so for the border, what they're asking you to do is chain 1 and continue to make single crochet on the sides, the bottom, and the top. So all around. So they said to do 60. That was a mistake. I wrote it wrong. 60 stitches for the border all around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start here with a chain, and it says to make 3 in each corner. Okay, so I'm going to just come here, chain 1, and I'm going to put here in the corner the next stitch here. That's practically on the side. I'm going to make 1, 2, and 3 single crochet in that corner, and then I'm going to make 12 in the side here. This is kind of confusing because it's not a by stitch, so you just have to kind of like grab the side here. What I like to do, I grab only one loop here, because if I do 2, it creates an opening, a bigger opening. So what I do is I'm going to do 12. That's 1, and then you can see here that you can hardly grab anything. So I'm gonna skip that one and I'm gonna put it here. So it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can see already that you have a little bit of space here to do more. So I'm on my 8th. So I kind of like can pace myself here and say 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I know that I am running short of space. So what I'm going to do, I just wing it. When it's like this, crocheting on the side, to tell you the truth, it's not easy to identify where to put your hook, but we'll do it. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna grab here 6. I'm gonna grab this one 7, and I'm going to insert my hook somewhere here, because when it's here on the side, this one seems to be harder to grab because it's probably the chain in turn. Okay, so I lost count. Talking too much. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm gonna put 10, 11, 12, and here on the corner they want you to do 3. So I'm going to just put 3 in the corner, and I'm going to grab the tail here. I'm going to make sure that it's on top of my hook so I can grab it and start hiding it. So that's 1. Okay. That's 1. Grabbing the tail. 2. And 3. Now we're gonna do 12 on the bottom here. And on the bottom is a little easier because these are the loops of the foundation chain. So it's easier to find them. Okay, so let's do 12 here on the bottom. That will be the first one. That's 1. Grab this one, grabbing the tail. Okay, that was 2.
Such
3.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
4.
Such pleasure do.
5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. Okay, so now I did 12 on the bottom, and now here in the corner I'm gonna make 3. Now for the side I'm gonna do 12 and in the corner 3. Okay, so continue making the same 12 on this side and 3 in the corner to be able to have a total of 60 single crochet for the border. Now I'm here at the end of the border, and I'm going to come here in the first single crochet we started, and I'm going to slip stitch and then fasten off, weaving a long tail to be able to weaving. Okay, and we finish with the base. For the house sides, it's very similar to the base. So work on those. You need to make 4. But first, let me give you a tip on how to break it down for the border. So for the breakdown on the border, they want you to make 46 stitches all around. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna chain 1, we're gonna make 3 in the corner, right? 3 here. So 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here in the corner. So 5, but we're gonna leave those 5 at the end. So we're gonna do 3 here, 12 here, 3 here in the corner again, 5 here, 3 here in the corner, 12, 3 here in the corner, and 5. Total of 46 stitches. So work on all 4 sides with the border, and I meet you at the end. Okay, so now I completed all 4 sizes and the base. Now we're gonna put it together. They're asking you to use the yarn needle. It's a plastic needle, and you need to match stitches with the base and the sides using whip stitches. So let me share with you how to do that. What I'm going to do is to place all my pieces facing the right side out. Okay, so let's do that. So the way I'm going to attach all my pieces, I'm going to flip them and then attach them. And the way I know that this is the back is because you can see that these stitches look flat. They look better this way. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with all my pieces. I'm going to flip them, and this is the way I'm going to attach them. I'm going to flip them, and then I'm going to join each stitch here, and so forth. I'm grabbing both pieces here, facing each other with the right side. Okay, so here I'm almost done attaching this side. I'm going to place the other piece the same way, facing each other with the right side. Okay, so now I'm finishing this side with the last stitch, attaching the corners, grabbing from both sides, the corners here. Okay, so now I'm going to open it and place the other piece here facing each other, the right side. Okay, so I'm going to continue grabbing one piece here and the other piece down here, and just try to make it as close as possible so the corners are tight and secure. Okay, continue making the whip stitch just in the same manner, attaching all pieces. Okay, now I have all 4 sides attached to the bottom, and as you can see, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So now all we need to do is attach the sides to the sides this way, and I'm going to continue tightly here in the corners, attaching all the sides. Okay, so do that, attach all the sides to each other. And to assemble the cardboard foundation, the best way is to fold all the tabs and put them together. I'm going to use hot glue. You can use whatever glue you like to secure it all together.
Such pleasure do you bring me, oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Such pleasure do you bring me.
Okay, so now for the gable, what they're asking us to do is to use white for this beautiful border. So let's start. Says to add my stitch in any of the corners. So I'm going to just grab the yarn and I'm going to make sure that I grab the tail here at the back while I'm crocheting. What I'm going to do now, after the chain, I'm going to make single crochet all around. and it should be 60 in total. So continue making single crochet all around, and when you're done with 60 all around, and at the end join with a slip stitch here on the first single crochet you made. So I completed all 60 stitches around. Now we're gonna continue with the gable. It says here to work in rounds instead of rows, and we're gonna make stitches only in the back loop. We're gonna chain one, slip stitch in the same stitch as joining, and in each across to the next corner and then turn, and it should be 16 stitches for round one. So let's do that. I already counted here my stitches, and remember we only did 15. So I want to make sure that I grab here, I make one here in the corner, and I count it as my first one because it has to be 16. Okay, so I'm going to chain one, and in the same stitch that I joined right here, I'm going to make a slip stitch. And remember that it's a good practice to weave in the end as you go. So I'm going to just hold it here. What did I do? Okay. I'm going to just hold it here so I can grab it as I go. So I'm going to yarn under and put it through. That's my first, if I finish it right, that's my first slip stitch. I'm gonna grab only the back loop now to make 16 in total. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the last one here, 16. Trying to grab it. I'm just going to cut the tail. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is 16 slip stitches, and it says to chain one and turn at the end, right? For the row 2 says chain one, working on the front loops only. So it's gonna be, I turn around and then come here. Don't grab this same one, just the front right here. It says to make single crochet in each stitch across and then turn 16 single crochet. So I'm going to just make single crochet. That's the first one. It's a good way to see your stitches if you hold the piece this way. You already put it here, right? And then you're gonna do the next one, and it's gonna be front only. Okay, so I'm going to just continue making the single crochet, front loop only. Okay, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue, and I meet you at the end of this row to start row 3. I created this to help you visualize it, because what we're doing is a triangle. So It makes sense that we're going to have to decrease as we progress on the rows. So right now we did row 1 and 2 with 16 stitches. One was only back loop only with the slip stitches. Row 2 was with the front loop only with 16 single crochet. Now for row 3 we're gonna decrease, and the way to decrease, it's very simple. Let me share with you in case you don't know. It says that we're going to come here and make a chain and turn around. For row 3 we're gonna start working on both loops. We're gonna make a chain to start row 3. We're gonna make a decrease. Okay, so we're gonna grab both loops here. We're gonna yarn over, pull it through. Now we have 2 loops in the hook. You're gonna insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn under or yarn over, and then you have 3 loops in the hook, and you yarn over all 3 loops to make 1 decrease. Now you're gonna make 12 stitches in the next, okay, just 12 single crochet in the next stitches, and you're gonna end this row with another decrease at the end. Okay, so for row 4 you're gonna chain 1, and then you're going to make a decrease again, but with half double crochet. You're gonna make a decrease at the end, and then you're gonna do 10 stitches, and then at the end half double crochet decreases, and you should end up with 12 stitches. Keep going in the same direction for row 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and I'll meet you at the end of row 10. Okay, so now I'm going to weave in the ends, all of them. I already added the details in the corners that you can see. It was just simple stitches just to do the door and the windows now. Start with the slip knot, and we're going to make 6 chains, and in the second chain from the hook here we're going to make a single crochet and continue making single crochet, total of 5 stitches, 5 single crochet. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do not fast enough, just chain 1 and single crochet in the next 4 stitches. You're going to be creating a border around the 6 chains that you started with. So after the 4 stitches, the 4 single crochet, you need to make 4 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 4 single crochet in each stitch. You should join and have 12 stitches in total. And now you can fast enough and you have a door ready for your little house. For the window, it's a very similar concept, and do 8 of them. And I'll meet you to make the wreath. Okay, so for the wreath, it says to chain 10. We're gonna start with a slip knot, using the green yarn. And then we're going to make 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And it says to fasten off, leaving an 8 inches tail for sewing. Ready, fasten off. Now you need to join this to form a ring for the wreath like this. And then we're going to attach it to the house. To locate the placement of the wreath, it says here to position and sew it over round 5 and 7. So do that, and then we're going to add the red little details on the wreath. After I attach both ends of the wreath, I am just here making 2 knots on the back to secure it better. And now using straight stitches with the red yarn, we're going to just add the details on the wreath. And I'm going to do the same thing with the white yarn. And at the end, just make sure you secure all of the yarn on the back. To add all the finishing touches with the embroidery floss and the yarn needle, just take a look at the pictures and the instructions and do your best. Enjoy the process. I already made half of the roof. Let me share with you how to make the other half. We're going to make a slip knot. We're going to chain 11 and we're going to make 2 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then we're going to make single crochet in the next 8 chains and then 2 single crochet in the next chain and then turn. This row is going to be 12 stitches in total. So let's start. First we're going to make an increase, so we're going to make 2 in the same stitch, 2 single crochet. Now we're going to make 2 in the same. And then we're going to make 8 in the next. That was 1. Continue making 8 stitches, 8 single crochet, and then at the end you're going to make an increase, 2 in the same. For the last stitch here, you make sure you grab the last chain and make 2 at the end. 2 single crochet in the same space. I finished with the first row. Now we're gonna make row 2, chain 2, and then turn around and make a half double crochet. Yarn over and put your hook in the next stitch here available, right? You're gonna make 12 half double crochet until the end of this row. 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 2. I should have 12 half double crochet. Make sure you don't forget this stitch here. If you turn around your work this way, you can find the 2 loops here. That's the first half double crochet you made for round 1. For row 3, we're gonna chain 2 and we're gonna turn our work around and we're gonna work only in the back loops. 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. That's 1. Yarn over and put your hook in the same space, only the back loop. That's 2, an increase, and now you're gonna make 10 half double crochet in the next stitches, and at the end you're gonna make an increase again, 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. Make sure you grab only the back loop. Continue making the half double crochet and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. I'm here at the end of row 3. I'm gonna make an increase here, 2 half double crochet in the same space. Okay, now for row 4, we're gonna continue making the same kind of pattern. We're gonna make 2 chains and we're gonna turn our work around this way. And we're gonna make half double crochet in each stitch across. But this time we're gonna grab both loops. Okay, so we're gonna grab both loops and half double crochet in each stitch. You should end up with 14 half double crochet for row 4. Continue making half double crochet and I'll meet you at the end of row 4. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 4 and I wanted to make sure that you understand that you need to make a half double crochet here in the last stitch. The best way is to count your stitches. If you're missing one, for sure this is the one you have to grab. It's kind of hidden, but it's right here. So make a half double crochet at the end of this row to make 14 stitches in total. So now we're gonna turn around our work. We're gonna make 2 chains and then we're gonna turn our work around and we're gonna make 2 half double crochet in the same space, the first one here, and we're gonna grab only the back loops again. So make sure you grab only the back loop for row 5. Yarn over and you put your hook right here in the first half double crochet and then another one in the same space to make an increase, and then continue making half double crochet in the next 12 stitches and I'll meet you at the end of row 5. Make sure you grab only the back loop. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 5 and we're gonna make 2 half double crochet in the last stitch, grabbing only the back loop. Make sure you have 16 half double crochet in total for row 5. Now we're gonna chain 2. We're gonna work in both loops, half double crochet in each stitch across, and then turn. You should end up with 16 half double crochet for row 6. So continue making half double crochet in each stitch, and I'll meet you at the end of row 6. I'm here at the end of row 6, and I'm going to make my last half double crochet. Make sure you have 16 stitches. Okay, and now we're going to make 2 chains and then turn or work around. And we're going to work on the back loops only. And again, we're going to repeat the same pattern, 2 half double crochet at the beginning and at the end of the row. So make sure you grab only the back loop, and then you make half double crochet in the next 14 stitches. Continue working on this row, and I'll meet you at the end of row 7. I always like to write down all the rows and then the stitch counts so I can cross it out as soon as I finish a row. You can practice this, or you can cross it out in your instructions. It's up to you. I'm here at the end of row 7, and I'm going to grab the last stitch here, making sure that I grab only the back loop, and I'm going to make 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so make sure you have 18 stitches for row 7. Okay, now we're going to make row 8. For row 8, we're going to make 2 chains, and then we're going to work in both loops. Half double crochet in each stitch across until the end. You should end up with 18 half double crochet. So continue working on row 8, and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of row 8, making my last half double crochet. And I'm going to come here, my notepad, and cross it out that I finished row 8. For row 9, it's going to be in back loop only. Okay, so for row 9, you're going to chain 2. We're going to work only in back loops. Turn your work around, grab only the back loop, and make 17 half double crochet in the next stitches. You don't do any increases at the beginning. Continue making half double crochet, total of 17, and I'll meet you at the end to make the increase. You should end up with 19 half double crochet. I'm here at the end of row 9, and it says to make 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, back loop only. That's just 1, and now you're gonna make another 1 here, and that's the end of row 9. Now you can have fast enough and weave in the ends, and that's how you make the roof. For the snow, we're gonna work on these 5 sets. It says to work on this one individually and fast enough, and then work on the other ones. To make it easy, I wrote down the steps for the scallops because it's gonna be repeating the same but different stitches for each set of scallops. So I think it's better if we write it down in a piece of paper. Just to hold the roof side upside down and then join with the white yarn in the remaining loops on the foundation chains of the root side right here. Okay, so we're going to start. We're going to attach the yarn here in the foundation row, and we're going to make a chain, 1 chain, and half double crochet in the same stitch we join.
unchanging.
We're gonna make in the next stitch a half double crochet, chain 1, and a slip stitch in the next stitch. We're gonna repeat that 5 times. So for this row, 5 shells is gonna be for this row. So repeat that same sequence 5 times.
Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging.
So just make a note that for row 1 you made 5 shells, and now you have to make 6 shells in row 2, 7 shells in row 4, 8 shells in row 6, and 9 shells in row 8. Okay? I already made row 2 off camera. Let's make row 4 with 7 shells together. We're gonna do the same. We're going to start with chain 1 and a half double crochet in the same stitch.
Thy leaves are so unchanging, not only green when summer's here.
I'm gonna make half double crochet in the next stitch and a chain 1, and we're going to make a slip stitch in the next. Okay, so that is the first shell. Make the second one, chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and a slip stitch.
Brings to us such joy and glee. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
Now you're going to repeat the same pattern until the end, and you're going to end up with 7 shells. Chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch, half double crochet in the next, chain 1, and a slip stitch. Okay, so repeat that same concept for all the rows. Just make sure you make the right amount of shells for each row, and I'll meet you at the end to assemble the roof with the snow.
You'll ever be unchanging, each shining light, each silver bell.
I added some glue here to the cardboard to make sure that this is not going to be moving while I assemble and I put together this. We are going to now work on the roof snow border, and we're going to come here and here, and then we're going to just do this bottom part. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch, and we're going to be grabbing the roof and the house to make sure that we attach everything together. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 chains. It's kind of uncomfortable to grab this. And then double crochet in the same stitch, grabbing the house and the roof.
It's getting cold, baby, I just want you close.
Now we're gonna make double crochet and 2 chains in the next stitch.
Yeah, we can go inside, baby, won't
we're going to make 2 chains and then a slip stitch in the next stitch. I'm going to grab here and make a slip stitch, two chains, double crochet in the same stitch, grabbing both the roof and the house, double crochet in the next stitch, two chains, and in the next stitch a slip stitch. So repeat the same concept until the end of this side, and you're gonna do the same with 4 sides. Okay, so do that and I'll meet you at the end so we can make sure that everything is attached. Okay, so now I am almost done attaching the roof here, and I'm going to make the last scallop. Always grabbing both the house and the roof to be able to attach it, right? So just do that. I mean, this is probably the hardest part of this crochet kit because it's not comfortable to hold this the way it is. So it's just, you have to be patient. I'm going to fasten off. And now, using the yarn needle, I'm going to close the openings on the sides here and on the top. And that's it, pretty much. And it's funny to say that until now that I'm editing the videos that I realized that I forgot all about the chimney. I didn't make the chimney, but it's not hard. So if you like to add it, please add it. At this point, I'm not going to add it. I'm just going to leave it without it. So what do you think? It came out so cute. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it easy to follow. Please let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Until next time. Goodbye.